Hi, I'm Cynthia Aguirre in Dallas with a look at your headlines from North Texas. DeSoto ISD could cut hundreds of jobs if its financial situation doesn't get sorted out. Brittany Moncrief explains the deficit the district faces.
Well, in 2020, the Texas Education Agency appointed a conservator to DeSoto ISD. Now, this was after an audit that found a mismanagement of funds. But according to a TEA presentation from February 17th, the district is facing financial problems again. Conservator Andrew Kim said the district's beginning fund balance for this year was about a negative $8 million. That's due to funds lost last year. He says this year's fund balance is expected to end up at a roughly $10 million deficit, putting the projected ending fund balance around $19 million. Now, this estimated deficit also comes on top of an $18 million settlement with TEA that was supposed to be paid over 3 years, with this year being the last. The district also has a $20.4 million tax anticipation note, which is a short-term loan with a bank that's due March 15th. So TEA is working to renegotiate these payments since the district is operating at a deficit. And in the meantime, they're offering recommendations to improve the district's fund balance, which could take years. They say staffing is a big area they'll review.
If you just say no more of certain groups of teachers, you can't solve that either. In fact, a $10 million swing is potentially 250 positions left that you got to cut to balance the budget. And you have a total of 700 employees in the district. Well, you and I both know that's not possible.
And as of now, DeSoto ISD says they've made no final decisions about layoffs and are focused on improving their financial systems. Now, in regard to that $18 million settlement to TEA, they say they were able to hold that payment and renegotiate repayment. And at the latest board meeting, TEA also said they're hopeful in renegotiating that $20.4 million TAN loan. Now, last month, DeSoto Superintendent Dr. Usama Rogers retired. Her last day was February 23rd, and that same day, the board appointed Brent Mitchell as the interim superintendent. Now, we did reach out, but he was not available for comment.
There is always scrutiny on law enforcement interaction, especially on how suspects or persons of interest are restrained. As Tiffany Liu shows us, there's a technique touted as newer and safer being taught right here in North Texas.
As Mariah Castro prepares for the streets.
Okay, you ready to take his hand?
She is learning at the North Central Texas Council of Governments Regional Police Academy.
And lift it up.
This week, recruits from 27 local departments, including Bedford, Carrollton, Farmers Branch, and more,
3, 2, put the glove. Yep.
are practicing a new restraint method.
I think it's a really useful tactic.
It's called safe wrap.
It's a method based on jiu-jitsu, but it actually has origins in healthcare.
Instead of a subject handcuffed face down, they are held in a lateral position.
Struggle, go hard, hard, hard.
In police work, Charlie Fernandez says it's safer for both the officer and suspect.
No joint locks, no strikes, no choke holds, no thoracic compression. Nothing's going to interfere with breathing.
He's the director of Gracie Survival Tactics with Gracie University. He says this method was created just 2 years ago. Now 200 agencies across the country are already adopting safe wrap.
You got him. Safe wrap. Yep. Can you get legs? Stop, you're under arrest.
With proven moments of success for a rookie officer in Bellevue, Washington. This regional police academy is the first academy in the nation to implement safe wrap training for recruits.
We're actually handcuffing them without putting them prone. We're keeping them on his side the entire time.
Mariah, set to graduate in May, is taking it all in.
I've always wanted to help people, and I felt it was something I was called to do.
Eager to bring this safe and effective tactic to the streets.
That was good.
I'm Tiffany Liu.
Close call on the highway for a Richardson police officer. Dash camera footage shows a suspected drunk driver slamming into the officer's car during that traffic stop. Thankfully, both the officer and the driver he pulled over were okay. Richardson police hope this encourages people not to drink and drive. In a few days, some streets in Arlington will turn into a racetrack. The Arlington Grand Prix will turn some of the iconic sights of the city into the IndyCar backdrop. Here's Scoop Jefferson.
Work crews adding the final touches. Arlington's entertainment district transformed for the city's inaugural Java House Grand Prix. Opening day, 9 a.m. Friday, March 13th.
community has seen us building this track out block by block, literally, right, as we transform city streets into a world-class racetrack.
More than 100 transporters now rolling into Arlington, carrying drivers, pit crews, and engineers. IndyCar Grand Prix of Arlington President Bill Miller
weaves around the stadiums here.
Gave us an exclusive look at the 2.73-mile track.
You've got the cars coming 180 miles per hour down Randall Mill.
Miller promising a jaw-dropping experience.
They run on a 0.9 mile straightaway. They hit this 90-degree turn.
And there's more to Grand Prix weekend than speed.
You've got displays that people can play with, kids can play in, simulators that they can run, all kinds of food.
Race organizers say they've also worked to keep tickets family-friendly, especially parents bringing kids to the race.
That with a GA ticket, children 12 and under are free, and $3.99 is the best price every time.
And for those wanting more, there are seats right next to the Grand Prix winners platform.
As you can imagine, they're going to take their champagne and they'll be spraying the fans as part of their victory here.
Although this is Arlington's first Grand Prix street race,
we're looking to have this event for many years to come.
It's not the last time you'll hear "Start Your Engines" in the entertainment district. In Arlington, I'm Scoop Jefferson.
A new era of learning in Northwest ISD. Some of the district's youngest students are getting a unique learning experience that educators say will benefit them in the long run. Here's Brittany Costello.
In pre-K classrooms
Nicely done.
across Northwest ISD,
If you can hear me, touch your nose.
teachers like Micah Tate are laying the groundwork.
It sets the tone in a lot of ways.
For an educational future, she says, starts as early as 3 or 4 years old.
We're not just looking at academics. We're not just looking at one piece. There's a whole puzzle, and we have the opportunity to shape that.
A key to education that early childhood coordinator Rachel Lawson says they are investing in, thanks to a $2 billion bond passed by voters in 2023.
HICS is going to be one of the most innovative pre-K experiences that I think you'll see in this area.
The Hicks Early Childhood Education Center in Haslett is a work in progress, the first of 4.
That is where we saw a huge amount of growth in all of our pre-K numbers.
It will serve up to 400 4-year-olds in a museum play-based learning concept. These are renderings of some of the immersive and inclusive classrooms and experiences, a vet clinic, transportation room, and a neighborhood market.
Getting to see the kids' faces.
That's part of the reason Krista Oakley is taking on the role of principal.
They're going to have opportunities to explore, build that curiosity, hands-on communication, problem solving.
She says it's an opportunity not just for students at the new center,
Who is being responsible?
but to incorporate in classrooms across the district.
Brittany Costello reporting. Enrollment begins April 1st and the center is expected to open in August. And those are your headlines from North Texas.